keep on hearing that door open. Jesus. Here's the super portal right here, by the way. Has all these orbs in it, but no power crystal. Sad. But that's where I come in. So now there's only one more level to do before we, well, finish up the homeworld and also fight Ripto. And that last level is right through here.
I can see you've learned the value of orbs, Spyro. This touchy gate should work perfectly with the help of your impressive orb collection.
Excellent. Now, I'm actually not really sure how many orbs it requires to unlock Cloud Temples and this level right here, Metropolis. Because for all of the years I've played the game, very much more often than not, I already have enough orbs to unlock both levels by the time I encounter them. So, unfortunately, I do not know how many it takes for either level. But if, not to toot my own horn here, but if you've been playing as well as I have, then you'll automatically have enough once you do encounter them. So with that rambling done, let's go to Metropolis, which is another thing that appeared in the Ratchet & Clank games, as fate would have it. Don't judge me, I'm a pig. So now that we've explored the agricultural side of Robotica, let's explore the industrial side, I guess you could call this.
This insurrection from the farms has got quite out of hand. We need someone to restore order. Find the inventor droid. She's been working on something big.
Well, with a name like the Inventor Droid, I would hope so. I would hope she's just not sitting on her hands. And this is another, another character redesign that I really, really like. He's actually retained very well from his, original design from the original Spyro 2. Just a little bit of a facelift, and that's it. He looks almost exactly the same. Even those, like, wilting antennas on his head that are made to look like a comb-over, even those were in the original game. And he looks really cool. And his voice is also a lot better than it was in the original. Because in the original, I guess they didn't really have... It's kind of weird to think about, but I guess they didn't really have the technology to make his voice sound roboticized. So they just ended up making his voice like this. He sounded like Stitch the Alien if he spoke in monotone. Kinda lazy, honestly, but I'm not sure if it was laziness or if they just somehow didn't have the technology to make his voice sound roboticized.
With all the budget cuts, these elevators need serious work. See, this one here is stuck. I expect it will start working again if you just give it a good whack, though.
And again, this is where Head Bash comes in handy. And yeah, these guys, they do sound roboticized, and they don't speak in a monotone, but they do enunciate every single syllable, which is, you know, something that's kind of synonymous with robots, I suppose. Skip to Maloo. These big dudes here have flame retardant shields, but wait for them to lower their shield, and they're easy money. And these guys, boom! Boom! I love it. Pigs with rockets strapped to their back. Discuss. Never mind, I'll discuss for you. They're freaking awesome. There, discussion done. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Wrong, I tells you. Oh my god. They're killing themselves off screen. Oh no. It's kind of too bad that you can't, like, knock a pig back and then the explosion would take out one of the other enemies behind him. Ah, well. Now, this lockbox is going to take us a little while before we can access it. More on that later. And also, I love how the fodder looks in this level. It's these little eggs running around with little chicken feet. They're cute. Alright, now it's time for something that strangely doesn't appear all that often in Spyro 2. A sub-boss.
As you can see, a vicious ox has taken over our armory. And here we thought that freezing the walkway would keep animals out.
Nope.
The ox is very tough. I would advise using the bombs against it, and it will probably take several bombs at that.
Well, two can play at this bombing game. And yes, this is a boss battle that takes place on ice. But worry not, it's honestly not that difficult. Just gotta keep on moving. Oh, careful of the bombs. They do have a bit of a scripted movement. Damn it. Easiest way to get them is to not do that. My gosh, I'm actually sucking quite a bit right now. Flame the bombs that don't go at an angle. The ones that come, like, straight down the middle. Just keep on avoiding stuff. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell where things are coming from. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oof. There we go.
Excellent work, Dragon. We can now defend our city properly. Take this visually pleasing reward.
Well, I don't think my wife is gonna very much like that. Oh, it's an orb! Never mind. Okay, never mind. That was a terrible and kind of tasteless joke, honestly. Eat up, Sparks. You're looking a little down in the dumps. I eat fodder like you for breakfast. Literally. Yeah, with the... I guess the ice physics are slightly altered from what they were in the original. And that's, I guess, partially what makes, the Ox boss a little bit tougher. Because the pigs already killed themselves over here, too. Jeez. And they also think the bombs are a little less predictable. Especially when they're, like, knocked together on the ice. Physics, how does it work? Now we come to this big old, beautiful, zappy, futuristic-looking area. Looks awesome. I love it. This is also one of the best-looking areas in the original Spyro 2 as well. It's one of the most colorful areas. And here, I honestly can't say that it's the most colorful area. I'd say that prize would probably go to one of the areas in Shady Oasis, but it's covered in electric blue. And, you know, that makes me happy. It's a visually pleasing reward, as... Okay, I just said something nice about you, and you zap me? How dare you? As the logistics droid would say, it is visually pleasing. Going up. And here's the inventor droid right here. And what is that I see? Super Flame and Super Fly in a single power-up? Science has gone too far. See, even she thinks so. She has this look on her face like, what have I done? I am playing God and now I am paying the price.
Ah, Spyro, I heard you were coming. Thank you for your efforts in thwarting this attempted coup. Please take this item, which living creatures seem to like.
See, lines like that, like visually pleasing reward and living creatures, honestly, kind of creepy.
It's a first for Avalar, a combination power-up. Thank goodness you're here to test it out. These invading sheep in their spaceships must be stopped.
And this is where maybe one of the best and yet one of the worst running jokes in video game history is introduced. Sheep saucers. Yep, sheep saucers are a thing. It's ridiculous. It's strange. It makes no sense. But it's something that became both a hilarious and an obnoxious running joke in Spyro 3. And when I start playing that game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where's the last one? Well, while I'm waiting for him to emerge, I'll start... Oh, wow. I just remembered that I said that Mystic Marsh is the only level in the game that has those balloon phases, but nope! I somehow forgot the myriad of them in Metropolis. My apologies.
Excellent work. You knocked those sheep right out of the sky. Take this orb device as proof of your skill.
I got the skills to pay the bills.
I knew it. Those first sheep sent out a distress call. The next wave of saucers is incoming.
Now, this isn't a terribly difficult challenge if you're, you know, good at flying and have decent aim. But it's still a really fun challenge, just flying around and shooting these flying saucers. I mean, this is like every young boy's dream, is to fly around, like, shooting aliens like this. Especially when it looks this good. I mean, yes, the challenge in the original was fun. Ow. But this is just, oh. It's freaking awesome. I love it. Actually, I'm gonna get this guy on his way out and also get this lockbox. Hint, hint. Hoo-yah! Oh, are you serious? There we go. Much better.
Nice flying, Airman. You've proven the genius of my double power-up invention. Here, keep this to commemorate your victory.
Woot. We've almost got all the orbs in the entire game. We're only missing 2. I know that's kind of a weird number of orbs to settle on, is 64. But again, that's probably because there would have been more orb challenges in Spring Savannah to give it a more rounded final number, like probably closer to 90, maybe even 100. Makes sense, don't it? And then there's a whole bunch of gem cleanup to be had. As long as we keep flying around the level and just pretty much permanently have this Super Flame power-up active. Like if you start running low, just fly through it again. Should be able to get everything fairly easily. Nothing is especially well hidden. If you keep on flying upward, then you'll see all these things at the top of the towers and over on this ridge over here. Pretty straightforward. For the last, you know, actual level in the game, it looks cool, it's got a cool concept, and it's fun, but it's surprisingly easy. Get all these down here. I think I got all the ones in these tunnels here. Yep. And why I said hint hint before when I broke that other lockbox is this power-up lasts for a fair while. Long enough, in fact, for us to get that other lockbox that was near where the Ox boss was. Ow. Ow. Blech. And if we're lucky, this will be the last of the gems in this world. Oh yeah! Well, now that that's done, let's get out of here. As one does. Alright, so now we just have a few more things we gotta do before we fight the big boy himself, Ripto. First, we gotta climb up these stairs. It's a very, very long staircase. Well, it's not very long, but for someone who can only climb stairs by jumping, it's a lot longer than it initially seems. There it is, Ripto's Arena. Now, I actually do know how many orbs you need to actually unlock Ripto's Arena, which is 40. So you have to collect almost 2/3 of all of the orbs in the game in order to access it, which is a pretty round number. So yeah, we're gonna go partially in there right now, and you'll see why in a second.
Alright, Spyro. Now that you've got the orbs, Ripto's demise is only moments away, right? Right?
Sure.
Well, anyway, good luck. He's right through this door.
Just grab these gems really quickly and walk back out. We go in and then back out. We go in and then back out. Oh wait, it's the line from Finding Nemo is go out and then back in. Darn it, I'm so good at messing up my own jokes. None of which are particularly funny, honestly. Alright, so we're still missing 30 gems and 2 orbs in the Winter Tundra home. That's because they're cleverly hidden right down here. And that is every single gem in the game. See, it says 5,900 up there because of all the times that we paid money bags, but if we pause the game and go to the guidebook, 10,000 out of 10,000. Oh, how satisfying. Now, if you remember that orb that was at the top of the waterfall next to Canyon Speedway, what you gotta do is follow the waterfall all the way back up here, and dive down, and you'll find a secret tunnel that leads all the way back over here. Pretty clever, huh? And there we go. There's 100% of the collectibles done. And now it's time for the moment that this has all been leading up to. Unfortunately, we don't have to climb all of those stairs again. There's a handy little whirlwind right here that'll take us right to the heart of the operation. Let's kick some butt. You look so sinister, I love it. No, not the sheep, even though I've torched 3 of those guys on the way over here.
Come back here, you useless animals!
Hey, Shorty, maybe I can help.
What? You again?
Yup. If you want to test that power crystal, why don't you try it on me? I'll stand still, I promise.
I like that idea. Dragon, you've just sealed your fate!
Spyro, we want to help you fight Ripto. Elora is using the orbs you collected to store power-up energy. Hunter will throw the powered-up orbs to you as they become ready. Even as we speak, the professor is experimenting with new forms of power-up energy, so you'll soon have abilities that no one has ever seen before.
Except for someone who's played this game I don't know how many times. But yeah, you get the idea. Now, when I was a kid, this boss was something that I was like really, really looking forward to. Because it's mentioned at the very beginning of the game that all of the talismans that you end up collecting in your travels will be used to fight Ripto. And some of the designs for the talismans were really, oh god, really freaking cool. Like there was pickaxes and there were bombs, magic lamps, all sorts of stuff like that. All sorts of possibilities for just a really creative boss battle. Oh shoot. Oh, that backfired. And it was just something I was really looking forward to. I thought it was just going to be this grand, very varied, and epic battle between me and Ripto. And then I got to the actual end of the game and started fighting him and realized that I would be using the orbs to defeat him rather than the talismans. Which, to this day, I'm not really sure why they decided to go that route. Especially if it was said at the very beginning of the game that the talismans would be your weapon against Ripto. I'm not sure if it was just a genuine cop-out, or if they did initially intend to have the talismans somehow play into the final battle against Ripto and they just didn't have time to fine-tune it. But either way, even though this battle is really cool and really epic, I was a bit let down that you didn't use the talismans as weapons. Because imagine using some of those against Ripto. Like, imagine what the magic lamp could have done. The magic lamp could have, like, called upon a genie to, like, pound him or crush him to dust or something like that. I mean, using the orbs, I guess, is kind of cool. Even though, you know, Zoe says that I'll soon get powers that no one has ever seen before, and yet I've used 2 that I've already seen before, the Supercharge and the Power Flame. The thing is, if Ripto, oh god, collects 3 orbs, then he'll be able to use his own powers as well. Let's actually see if we can get him to use the blue one, yeah, right here, which creates like a barrier around him. He starts chasing you around with it, which is really cool. But yeah, it doesn't really matter which orbs you collect, as long as you collect 3. And it's always the color of the 3rd orb that you collect that determines what power you'll get. So there you go. Phase 1 of Ripto completed. He actually has 3 phases. And my god, this robot gulp looks so freaking cool. So yeah, if you collect blue orbs, then you'll be able to get Supercharge. Red ones give you Power Flame, and green ones kind of give you this, oh, Jesus, that was close. I guess, I don't really know what you would call it, but you're able to lob, like, these green bombs toward Ripto. And that's my favorite one to use against him, because it's the most practical one, it's the most useful. And, this Robot Gulp here also has his own set of abilities when he collects orbs. If he collects 3 green ones, then he has, like, these lasers that appear from his eyes, that you need to dodge. Kind of similar to, some of the enemies in Metropolis. Gonna see if I can actually get him to trigger all 3 of his abilities, so you can get like an idea for him. I'll get that red one. And if he collects the red one, then he's able to summon... He's always gotta go to the center of the arena for some reason. This big old fire demon here who looks terrifying. But if you get it just right, you're able to have the big old thing loop around and hit the robotic gulp, which is really cool. Right, Hunter, see if you can drop a blue one for me, would you? If not, then that's not the end of the world. Oh, blue one, right over here. Get it, Ripto. Ripto! Get it! Get it! Ah, fine. I'm probably going to defeat him at this point. But if he ends up getting a blue orb, then he's gonna fire off a whole bunch of, like, those shockwave orbs like you saw in, the original Gulp battle. God, I love that animation. It looks so cool. Now you know things is about to get real because there's no floor. So now you're stuck fighting Ripto with the, Power Flame and Superfly power-up that you discovered in Metropolis. And even though you don't use orbs anymore, this is a pretty tough part of the battle. I'm actually kind of surprised that hopefully I'm not going to jinx it, that I've gotten perfect so far in this boss battle. I jinxed it! Son of a gun. Oh, that means I gotta do the entire battle over again, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to wait a while. Because like I said in the Gulp battle, there's something that you unlock later that makes for getting perfect on bosses a lot easier. So we're going to wait for a while. And there's Ripto gone! Defeated! Ugh. I am your savior. Worship me. I demand a statue of me built right here.
I don't think we could ever thank you enough, Spyro.
Hello.
I suppose you have to go now?
Yeah, I better. They'll be missing me in the Dragon Worlds, and I've still got a vacation to take. I need it more than ever now.
Before you go, I think that Moneybags has something he wants to give you.
I most certainly do not.
Hunter?
Oh yeah, you do.
Spyro, Moneybags is very sorry that he made you pay so much on your way through Avalar. We want you to keep the gems as a reward for helping us.
Wow, thanks. Sparks, can you grab them?
Let me just type in the new coordinates and there.
Spyro, you can now go to Dragon Shores.
Hey, why don't you guys come with me? I bet you could use a holiday.
I'm afraid we can't, Spyro. Ripto may be gone, but he caused a lot of damage during his short stay.
A lot of damage.
Just remember, though, that you can always get back to Avalar from Dragon Shores if you want to visit.
Well, okay. Come on, Sparks. We got a lot of vacation to catch up on.
I should say you do. You've deserved it. And that was Spyro 2, although we're not quite done yet. Now we actually get to explore Dragon Shores. Now, as cool and as fun as that might sound, this is honestly, in my opinion, one of the most disappointing post-game levels in a platformer. And even though you don't need 100% of the collectibles to access it, you do need the vast majority. And again, I'm actually not sure what you need. Maybe I'll look it up and post the requirements for unlocking it right here. And even though this doesn't really add more to your overall percentage like Nasty's loot did in the first game, there are a few bonus activities that you can do, and for the most part, they're honestly not that great.
Well done, Spyro. Step right into Dragon Shores Park.
I will say that, in this version, shut up.
Win 10 tokens, you can visit our theater.
This version makes Dragon Shores a little bit more fun. Some of the controls are a bit better, and it looks a lot cooler. It actually looks like somewhere that I wouldn't mind vacationing. Much more colorful, much more vibrant. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, not a lot, but I like it more than I did in the original. And yet, what that guy said. These guys, if you do all of these challenges and activities, then they give you tokens, and you can use them to enter the Dragon Shores Theater, which is probably either not what you think it is, or exactly what you think it is, depending on who I'm talking to here.
Step right up, Spyro, and take a look at what we've got for you today. Inside this here booth, you'll find some of the most vicious creatures you've ever seen.
Including ones that I've already defeated. Let's do it.
Here's a baseball to spit, sport. Take aim, shoot at the target, and watch as the terrifying creatures fall into the water below. But don't worry, you won't hurt them.
Well, if I don't hurt them, then what's the point? Now, this challenge has literally no restrictions. You can shoot this thing from afar, you can do it like right up against it, and it'll still count. By God, that was embarrassing. Let's try that again, and back up a little bit. Ugh, there we go. That's much better, game.
Hey, that was pretty funny, wasn't it? Take this token for being such a good shot.
Oh yeah. I love gold.
Have another shot if you want, kid.
Oh, I want. I so want. Big ol' Earth Shaper, well now you're a Water Shaper! Such exaggerated animations.
This is pretty easy, isn't it? Have another one of these tokens.
Pretty darn easy.
Have another shot if you want.
I mean, you'd think, Carney would be, a bit, discouraged if someone is winning his game so easily, you know what I mean? Because a lot of Carnies have been known to, I guess shenanigans would be the word if South Park has taught me anything, in which, they actually make the game purposefully unwinnable, just so they can get more money out of it. Like, have these frustrated kids like, oh my gosh, I was almost there, just, you know, it's like turning kids onto gambling at an early age. It's disgusting.
Oh.
But it's a living, I guess.
Wow, you really are a great shot. Take this, it's my last token.
Yeah, I'm a really great shot when it comes to point-blank freaking range. Dummy.
Have another shot.
I don't want another shot, because that was your last token, so what's the point? That guy, I'm gonna get to later. This guy I'm also gonna get to later because he's the guy who opens up the theater. Let's talk to this duder.
Hiya, Spyro. I hear you're a pretty good shot. How'd you like to try my shooting gallery?
Why not?
Okay.
Good no.
I'll set the timer for you.
This one's pretty easy, just, you know, keep on aiming and keep on shooting, and actually made this challenge considerably easier, because I think the things that you need to shoot spawn a little bit quicker, and you also need to get fewer of them. This one in the background, there we go.
Nice shooting! Here's a token.
You said that very slowly, it was kind of weird.
Ready for the next round?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he just says the same thing. These guys have really big hitboxes now, so pretty easy to get to. And also your timer runs out, like, really, really slowly. Like, see, I did that, it wasn't even half empty.
Nice shooting! Here's a token.
Yeah, I know.
Ready for the next? Oh.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot you right in the butt. Easy.
Great! Here is my last token. Come on back anytime, Spyro.
Alright, I'm not going to. And this over here is less of a challenge and more of just a funny little side thing.
Free! You pay no money down and make no monthly payments. In return, I'll give you one token. One is all I can give, but you can ride as many times as you'd like.
Okay, if you go to a carnival and you have to make monthly payments just to ride a ride, get the hell out of there, man. They are gypping you hardcore.
Hop aboard, my friend.
Now we get to ride the Tunnel of Love. We don't actually get to see what's inside it, but we get to see all of these, odd couples that are coming out of it. Like, okay, well, that one kind of makes sense, because they're in the same level, but that one is kind of weird. That one's... okay, the Yeti found love. That's great. Oh god, the chef, why?
As promised, here's your one token. When you have 10 tokens, try visiting the Dragon Shores Theater.
The original had slightly different combinations. Like that one right there, I was actually just about to mention that. Hindle and Greta riding the Tunnel of Love together. That's just... bleh. Don't want to visualize that. And now it's time for the challenge that everyone who comes to Dragon 4's... Why did I say Dragon 4's? Dragon Shores. I am just stumbling over my words today. Dreads.
Welcome to the Dragon Shores Coaster. Here at the shores, we don't just ride, though. If you can pop all the balloons on the track, a token is waiting for you. Ready to ride?
No.
Watch out for the other coasters out there. It's a crowded track today.
Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Insomniac somehow found a way to make roller coasters not fun. And this challenge may look pretty straightforward so far, but you must be reminded, this is a 3-part challenge, and this right here is nothing.
Good job, Dragon. Here's a token for you.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. I'll flip this switch, and now you can ride more tracks. See if you can pop the balloons on these tracks, too.
Just watch me.
Watch out for the other...
Yeah, the other riders, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is kind of like the trolley mission. Not quite as hard. Oh my gosh, I keep on forgetting that I can't use the D-pad to access the other tracks. I need to use the left stick, which is kind of weird. Let's go like that. Fortunately, these loop all the way back around, so you're not going to miss any balloons. But yeah, this is very reminiscent of the trolley mission from Breeze Harbor. It's not quite as hard, but for some reason, I've just never really cared for it. I don't think a lot of people who've played this game really care for it. I was pressing left, you liar. And also, no matter where you are, if you get hit once by the... Okay, can I just point out that it's really weird having babies just laying on the tracks? If you get hit once by one of the babies or by one of the other coasters, then you have to start the whole thing all over again. And again, this part of the challenge is not that bad, but it's the third challenge that really rubs people the wrong way. Here we go. Oh wait, I've already done this one. Never mind. Here we go. That's the ticket right there. And of course, like with every great roller coaster track, it's gotta have a loop-de-loop. And they somehow managed to make the loop-de-loop not that fun, even, because it takes forever to go through it. Here we go.
Hey, not bad. Here's another token.
Thank you.
There's one more run. You're on a roll. This time you'll need to use the cannon installed on your car to shoot down balloons as well. Are you gonna give it a try?
Only for the sake of the Let's Play.
What?
Now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, there's a cannon on here now. Ooh, oodles of fun. No. Not oodles of fun. Because you need pinpoint accuracy and a lightning fast reaction time to get the red balloons. Fortunately, there's not 99 of them. Again, if you get that joke, then props to you. But yeah. Ugh. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Fortunately, again, the placement of the balloons is scripted, so it's always the same no matter how many times you play. But still, they're annoying. Let me actually see if I can get this balloon on the way down this track, so I don't have to keep on doing the track over and over until I get it. It's maybe... Oh, I know I can get it. That much is clear to me. I know it is possible without having to go around the entire main track again. I just need to get it just right. That's the ticket. But yeah, this challenge is not fun. Especially this balloon right here. This balloon...
Ow! That looked like it hurt. Care for another try at the coaster?
Freaking babies, man. Now, as I was trying to say before that very rude interruption, this balloon right here, that red one, probably the hardest one to get, because you need to get... There's only like one point in the track where it's like completely straight and completely lined up for that red balloon. And it's really annoying. And also this baby... It's like... Here we go, I got it. We're done with this. Thank goodness.
Wow, you're a natural. You've conquered the coaster. Here's my last token.
Alright.
Wanna ride the coaster just for fun?
This coaster is not fun, though, so no.
You know, roller coasters aren't for everyone. Come on back again sometime.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love roller coasters, but not this one. So now that we have 10 tokens, we are able to unlock the theater.
Well, Spyro, it's your lucky day. You've managed to win enough tokens to enter the famous Dragon Shores Theater.
Ooh, it's famous
Come
even.
on in and enjoy the show.
Alright. Let's have a great time. Let's get some popcorn and some Dr. Pepper and just... Let's watch this lovely film that's just a collection of all of the in-game movies. You can imagine how incredibly disappointed I was when 9-year-old me finally got all 10 tokens just to realize that this is just a way to watch all of the story-based cutscenes in the game. I thought it was going to be something completely new, like someone would put on a puppet show for me or some sort of, you know, very purposefully poorly done dramatization of my adventures, but nope. You know, even before I had seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, I thought that this was going to be like that one episode where they all went to the theater to, like, see the dramatization of their adventures and, like, have the actors and the scriptwriters get everything comedically wrong. I thought it was going to be like that. But nope, it's just the cutscenes that we've already seen. Sad. But now it's time for a real reward at Dragon Shores. If, at this point, we've managed to get all of the gems and all of the orbs, then we are rewarded with this. The Infinite Power Flame. Oh, it's so grand. It is so lovely. I shall cause so much destruction with this. And yes, this is indeed what we need to fight Gulp and Ripto very easily and hopefully without damage. So let's go back and do that now. Now, Gulp is easily going to be the easiest out of the two because, unlike Ripto, pretty much all you gotta do for the entire battle is just keep on firing before he has a chance to attack. So let's do that. And dunsies. So getting perfect on Ripto is going to be a bit harder, especially considering the part that I usually have the most trouble with is the last phase, and you get Infinite Power Flame for that anyway. So let's just power on through these first two phases and hopefully we'll emerge victorious. There we go. That went a lot smoother than the last time. And let's just check to make sure we have all the skill points. Look at that, totally done. So yeah, that's Spyro 2, 100% complete with all the bonus stuff as well. And gotta say, Spyro 2, again, is very well done reimagining of the original game. Just so much more personality. I mean, the Spyro 2 already had like a bunch more personality than Spyro 1 did, and like all the characters and the tasks and the worlds themselves. And Toys for Bob did a fantastic job recapturing that. I was a little bit nervous about some of the tasks, like how well they would control like a lot of the vehicles and stuff. For the most part, they were pretty tight, with a few minor exceptions that I think could have used a little bit more fine-tuning. And some of the animations weren't all that great as well, but as a whole, the game looks great, it plays great. It's got some great music remixes, some great voice acting, all of the character redesigns, for the most part, are just fantastic. Did a great job of reimagining Spyro while also making it their own creation. Just some of the tasks were a bit harder than they were in the original, mostly because of sloppy controls, and some of them were unnecessarily dumbed down, which, you know, again, minor nitpicks. But on the whole, Spyro 2 is just a primo nostalgia trip. Fantastic game from beginning to end. Loved it. So this concludes the Spyro 2 portion of this walkthrough series. So I will see you guys relatively soon to start up Spyro 3, which is my favorite game in the original trilogy. Oh my god, that's adorable. So thanks for sticking around for this one, and I will see you guys later.